power up the Raspberry Pi and write our first program, a random number generator. Start from scratch. And you'll notice is you're on the tower on PC number 1. First thing is putting the SD card inside the SD slot right here. It has no operating system. Insert the small side at the bottom into the slot over here. This side facing down. Slide in and it clicks into place. Ready to start plugging all these wires in. This is our USB-C power port, which we're going to plug our power cord in that has our switch. Play with the power cord for a second and notice that there's an on and off. The one that's pushed in more is off, the one that's pushed out more is on. Make sure it's pushed in, and then we're gonna plug our USB-C power cord in. Snap it into place, we have power. If we were to hit the button over here, we would power it on, those 2 lights would go on, but for now, power it off. We need to connect the Raspberry Pi to the monitor. To do that with one of the micro HDMI ports, which is this cord right here. The cord, and then we're gonna plug it into this port. These 2 dots facing up and slide it in. I don't want access to the internet, so we're going to plug in our Ethernet cord over here into the Ethernet port right here, which will provide us access to the internet. Put your thumb on this little prong, hold it in, and we're going to push it in. Notice there's a little space at the bottom here for this prong, which should be facing down. Snap it into place, and wait for the click. Next, the thing that controls our mouse on the computer. This USB receiver, which must be plugged into the switcher. If it's plugged into the computer, take it out, and you're going to put it into the switcher. These 2 holes facing up and push in. Then you're going to find the USB cord plugged into the switcher, and you're going to plug this into one of the 3.0, the blue ports in the Raspberry Pi, so that you connect the mouse to the switch, which when we click this button will connect to the Raspberry Pi. Put that into place, and we have all of the wires set up. SD card is in. Now we can power it on and see those little lights appear, and then click on the little switch over here to switch over to the Raspberry Pi. At first, a black screen should appear, and this little blinker at the top left will show you that it's turning on. Be patient as this part may take a minute. You'll see a loading screen, and it will say, "Welcome to the Raspberry Pi desktop." Your mouse should work on the Raspberry Pi because it's connected through the switcher. Come get me for help. We're going to go ahead and click Next, and then we're going to set the time zone to United States. We're going to set the time zone to Eastern. Select Use English Language and US Keyboard and click Next. It's going to set location. You're going to wait for it to get set up. Now you're going to set a username and password. Just make it the same thing that you used to log in and then type it twice to confirm. Next, you can toggle this to see if it's necessary. It probably isn't. And then click Next. We don't need Wi-Fi as we're hardwired to the internet with this Ethernet cord, so click Skip. We want to update software, so we're going to click Next. Be patient, this step might take a little bit. This is happening, you can switch back to your main computer, and we're done. Restart, and we're good to go. Welcome.